Right, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs, punt and predictions preview show, where we are going to be previewing the upcoming game on Friday night against Newcastle United. Coming up. Oh, the sunglasses are back. Wonderful. I had missed them.
They're going to be. I've got like I'm looking at like 6 pairs.
Right, here we are for the Matchday preview show where we're going to be looking at the upcoming game against Newcastle and having a quick look back at the game against Aston Villa, where we comfortably beat Aston Villa 4-3. Can we say that?
It was comfortable in points.
The
There were
60th
moments
minute.
of comfort.
Yeah.
When the whistle went, I was well comfy.
Yes, it was a bit of a bumpy race. I have to say, I think that a lot of the changes that we were forced into caused a lot of our problems. But it was quite bizarre because when you think about it, 3 of our goals were absolutely world class, and had it not been for
I would say they were all world class. I would give credit to the free kick and the might on Vestergaard's header. I would say they were all world class goals, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's pretty impressive. But what happened towards the end there? I mean, I just think I'm trying to see. I was having a look through the highlights just to see if we can point any fingers of blame. Jack Stevens looked to be a little bit out of position, and also letting Jack Grealish go by him to then concede that penalty.
Yeah, that was it was something that you knew that Jack Grealish was going to do, so it makes him look a bit boyish to allow him to do it, and then it doesn't have that Alex McCarthy is really poorly in position. Like I've watched it so many times, and every time I think, well, you could have just could have gone for it at least.
I think it was taken by shock by that third goal.
He's just more disgusted by what Stevens. He's like, what?
He looked to be in no man's
to let him do that.
Looked to be no man's land. So, just looking over some of those key points going on from the Aston Villa game is the fact that we have quite a few injury concerns.
Yeah.
So, news broke early this week that actually the Danny Ings injury wasn't as bad as previously expected. And then all of a sudden, the inflammation goes down. He goes into training and something's not right. And they take a closer look, and it turns out he needs a small surgery. So Danny Ings will be out for 6 weeks. However, we do have an international break coming up, which means he'll probably miss only 4 games. So it's bad, but it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be made worse by the fact he made a really braggadocious video about him not being injured and somewhat jinx us.
Jack, you can't blame this channel.
I blame not this channel, my friend, but the man running it.
So yes, okay.
It's a bummer of a deal, you know. It's especially when you saw Bednarak go down, then Bertrand go down. You thought at least Ings will be all right, and now it's a major burden. So it's going to be. I know I wasn't happy with the squad depth about 2 weeks ago. I think I'm going to be even more unhappy about it on Friday night. It's going to be paper thin out there.
Yeah. So as it looks at the moment, it looks to be like we're having Danny Ings is going to be out. Bednarek was a concern, although he appears to be training. So
and I think play him if you can play him.
Right.
I think you need it. I think after how the game ended, you really need Vestergaard and Bednarak to start. If not, let's see the imaginary man maybe make an appearance. Maybe Salasu might turn up.
It's not happening. No, there's an update today. Apparently, Smallbone's not quite up to fitness, and neither is Salisu. So he will not feature. Was he on the bench last week? Did I read that right, or have I imagined that?
No. I don't think he was. I think it's because Diallo's on the bench, and I'm always just looking out for where's Diallo and Salasu. When are they going to start? So, and again, he didn't have a great performance. You know,
No, he's got a dead leg as well, so he's a potential
yes,
injury concern as well. Moving on to other injury concerns, Bertrand's out with a hamstring issue. This is getting concerning. So really, and also apparently Jake Vokins is also out injured. So our
okay.
backup
So what we're
position.
saying is, Kyle Walker-Peters is going to start on the left. Ward-Prowse is going to start on the right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and
And
then
I'd tell you why I think that. The reason why I think that is because the last game we saw at St Mary's as fans was Southampton versus Newcastle, right?
Yep.
And what
Oh my
happened in
God,
that game? It was a mistake by our good friend, whose name escapes me right now. Why is his name escaping me? That's ridiculous.
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Oh,
You talk about? Is it a Newcastle or one of our players?
no, our other right back. Why is his name escaping me? Someone in the chat section help me out here. Our right back. The other right back. That's not Kyle Walker-Peters. And Valerie. That's
Jan
it.
Valerie. I was so confused about who you're trying to talk about. Yeah, Jan Valerie.
Yes. Sorry, Jan Valerie. So I made that mistake and let in. Thank you, Nick Rea. He's jumping in for me. Thank you so much. There we go. Cheers, Nick. Yes, Jan Valerie made that error, which let in Saint Maximan, who scored that goal to make it 1-0. And we did play the majority of the game with 10 men. So
I feel like this game, where it was so bad last time, like this time, well, you know, when the last game that we were at, it was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you were kind of hoping this would be the sort of another one of those point to prove games for us.
Mm-hmm.
But now you look at the squad depth, you're like, oh, they have a big point to prove.
Yeah.
But luckily, it is against Newcastle, who are ropey.
Yeah. They're quite well organised defensively, and I can see them parking a bus kind of thing and getting us on the counter attack. And of course, they have Callum Wilson, who is a bit of a poaching striker, so it kind of suits their method of play. But it is concerning because we haven't beaten Newcastle in the last 6 attempts.
Wow. And these are the sort of games that we need, like that always escape us, like these ropey games against Newcastle, Cardiff, West Bromwich. It's something we need to get in line. I know we beat West Brom this year, but you know, those sort of games.
So, but it is all to play for, because there are so many prizes ahead of us if we are to pick up 3 points, one of which is to go. I don't want to say
the bloody table, Mike.
Top of the league if we are able to overturn Newcastle. But we shall see. When was the last time we won 3 games in a row? Could anyone in the chat section help me out with that one? I haven't done my numbers on that.
Come on, Statman. Where is he? Come on,
man in the room.
Someone wake him up.
So there we go. So Jack, what are you thinking in regards to score predictions? And whilst Jack's thinking, is it my turn to go first?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's your turn to go. That's why I can think.
All right. Okay. Whilst I'm thinking, everyone in the chat section can throw in your score predictions, and we will read those off right after this. What am I going to go for?
It's tricky, isn't it? Because goals are crazy right now.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to see us doing this 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah. I'd like it to be 2-0, and I hope it to be 2-0. And I think it can be 2-0. So I'm going with 2-0.
I'm going to go for 4-2.
What? Yeah?
Yeah. Things are nuts. Things are crazy, and I thought, well, this could be another ropey game. And it's going to be Sheikh Long's going to be on fire. Maybe we'll see a Bafemi. Who knows what's going to happen? But I just think because it's going to be us trying to go for it, because that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. Top of the league.
Wow. So there we go.
I did think the Aston 2-0.
I'll go
2-0,
2-0.
yeah. I think the Aston Villa game, if we had come out of that 4-0, we would have come out heads very cocky in this next game.
Yeah.
And that's when we would have, that would have really probably hindered us, where we start believing our own hype. But going in there afterwards, conceding, and it kind of puts you on the back foot a little bit. That like we all were after the end of the game, we were all a little bit deflated, even though we had won.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a good mentality to come into the next game of. So reality, I should have said a clean sheet, but I think it's just going to be a good game.
Yeah,
I think we're going to come at them.
Although, yeah, clean sheet might be tough considering the makeshift defense we have.
That's what I thought. I thought we'd go at them because we want to win, but we're probably going to concede because it's going to be tight at the back there.
Yeah, if Bednarek's fit, I will be confident my 2-0. If Stevens is playing, I think it could be your 4-2.
Yeah, that's just the crazy nature of this league right now. I could throw out those stupid scores and people be like, "Yeah, it could be actually."
Yeah,
Villa, Villa knocked 7 past Liverpool. Liverpool have conceded more goals than any team in the league, and they're top of the league.
That's nuts.
It's crazy.
Is that for real?
That's for real. That is a truthful stat right there.
Wow. I think the other stat I was looking at is like, has anyone ever lost their first 2 games in the Premier League season and then been top after 8 games?
I don't think so.
That would be mad, wouldn't it? And I think it would actually be the first time in Southampton history that we would have ever been top of the Premier League. And I'm saying all these things is probably jinxing it, so I'm going to stop talking about that.
Just stop talking about it.
Yes. So moving on to some score predictions in the chat section. Here we go. Got Arthur here. He's going to go for a 3-1 to the Saints. And Tom here is going for a 1-0. Got a nervy 1-0. Oh, who knows? Nick Correa is going for a 1-0 win. Salisu must start every season. Apparently Salisu is still out, I'm afraid, Nick. It's a bit of a concern.
I don't understand how you could be that injured when you're imaginary. I don't get it. Like, what's the point of making him up if he's not going to do anything?
It's almost enough for an entire episode, like the Salisu conspiracy. Like, where is he? I personally think we signed him with a small injury. And he's or we signed him bypassing a full medical and something's been picked up because he's supposed to be phenomenal. So we shall see. Anyway, Liam Willis is going for 3-0 to the Saints. Try and tell me how it is. It's going to be 3-0. Convince me I'm wrong. Love that prediction. And Chester Medusa is going for a 2-0 win to the Saints, just like me. Lovely stuff. Oh, and Tristan, just in time, is going for a 2-1 win to the Saints. Nice one.
So we all think we're going to win then? We all think we're going to win?
There appears to be a lot of confidence, which is good to see. Always good to see. Now, sorry, Jack.
I'm just slightly nervous about Callum Wilson coming back. Bournemouth boy likes... there's poop housery in football, and he's one of them. So that scares me a bit.
Yeah, Callum Wilson versus Jack Stevens.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember that home game last season? Wow.
No, Vestergaard's just going to knock him out.
Let's hope so. The other big news that has broken today, which I thought I'd throw into this episode, is the pay-per-view is off, apparently.
See you later.
News is breaking today that apparently all the Premier League clubs have voted to cancel the pay-per-view in favour of moving back to a schedule using Amazon Prime and the BBC. Now, it's not been made massive news yet because they have to figure it out with Amazon and BBC in terms of the schedules of what they're doing. So I'm very happy about this. I think I made my feelings perfectly clear when this came through. And then to hear news that actually that pay-per-view money wasn't even guaranteed to get back to the clubs at all, I just thought it was utterly scandalous, especially at this time. So I'm guessing you're happy about this as well, Jack?
Yeah, after my one and done experience with Sky Box Office, I can't tell you how extremely excited I am that pay-per-view is going in the garbage. I hate it.
Yeah.
It was a bad month for pay-per-view. We had to pay for that. We had to pay for the Khabib fight. It was just stuff I was like, why am I paying for this when I can go find it elsewhere and I'm not be 5 minutes behind? The fact that I
That was
paid,
nuts.
the fact that I paid for the game and I was 5 minutes behind also, like, it's just
Yeah.
that video.
Why were we out of sync? Just weird.
That video was probably the most comments I've seen for poor guy who's so far behind. Like, yeah, thanks guys. Yeah.
Yes. So there we go. Yeah, that was just weird. So we are super happy that the pay-per-view is going away, or apparently so, as it's been reported today. I imagine they'll confirm that up. But apparently these games over the weekend will be the last of the pay-per-view fixtures.
Which is a shame because I've got nothing on right now, so I could really do with watching a load of games for free.
There we go. We've got another score prediction just dropped in here. Matthew Barnes is going for a 2-1 the Saints, and he's also asking which channel the Saints is on. It will be on Sky Sports 1 at an 8 p.m. kickoff, and we will be doing a live watch along.
Yeah,
am I right, Jack?
Yep.
Are we doing that? We're doing that.
Oh, yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I did also throw out on the Instagram account a couple of questions. See if anyone's got any questions for the channel. I had 2 responses. I didn't put it out that long ago, to be fair. I had 2 responses, one of which was sensible, and the other was not sensible. Oh no, there's been a few more added. Oh, quite a few more added. Right, I'm just going to do the 3 here. First one, which I enjoyed, was from Robert Blackhouse, who asks, "Are we going to win the league?" Jack, shall I let you answer this one?
Well, if you were to just look at the pure facts of the matter, yes.
Okay, fine. So there we go, Robert. Yes, we are winning the league, and it's definitely happening. Congratulations to us. Yeah.
I saw pigs flying earlier on in the fields. There were loads of them. It was crazy. It was like a Pegasus, but a hog. Oh, brilliant.
There we go. Right, so I was just checking I spelled Instagram right. Yes, that is spelled right, isn't it? You get...
Mike's having problems reading the font.
Yeah, we were talking about this off air. You know how when you read certain words in certain fonts, they look like they're spelled wrong? I was having this issue.
They're going to come back to the next stream and everything's going to be in Comic Sans. That looks right. It looks right in Comic Sans.
Okay, the next question is, why is James Ward-Prowse so underrated? Will Shea Adams perform without Ingsy? Great question. I don't think Ward-Prowse is underrated anymore. I would say he was underrated maybe 12 months ago due to his inconsistency, I would say, in terms of his performances. But now he seems to be a bit more of a solid player in that centre midfield position. So I don't think he's. Do you think it's underrated, Jack?
I think in the next few months we're all going to start being slightly worried about how well rated he is.
Yes,
and people are going to come at sniffing.
Yes,
you would hope, because he's got that armband on and he's homegrown. It might sway him, but maybe he needs to miss a few free kicks. Right, next time when he scores one, miss one. Just ease it down a bit. Bag one for England. Yes, that'll make you look. That's good on the CV. But the next game gets sent off.
Yeah, just well, don't get sent off. Just tone it down a little bit. Yeah.
No, for England get sent off.
Oh, okay.
He's fit for the next game, and people are like, "Why did he punch that Croatian?" So it'll be good.
Yeah, nothing violent, just dissent or something like that.
I don't know. It could be.
So the second part of that question is, will Shea Adams perform without Ingsy? I think that's a great question, because Ingsy, Danny Ings, has been a provider of goals. Sort of setting up, we set up Ward-Prowse against Everton, great through ball. So it definitely will mean that the squad will have to try and perform without Danny Ings. But I'm confident in the sense that we do have quality And players are playing well at the moment. I mean, Shadams is having a great season. Ward-Prowse having a great season. The only player, and we haven't seen a lot of him, that has me worried already is Diallo. And I'll tell you why it worries me a little bit, is because supposedly Diallo was brought in for that central defensive midfield position. He doesn't look too
He's smaller
solid.
than I thought he was. He
Yeah.
he looked barreling in them videos, and now I'm like, oh, he looks like I could push him over.
Yeah, and do you remember that first game that Kyle Walker-Peters played for us? It was that horrible 2-1 loss to Burnley at the beginning of the year. And there was that moment where he looked a bit fragile and conceded a free kick, which then led to them scoring that freakish goal. And I think that was the only moment that I was unsure of Kyle Walker-Peters. And then from there, he was just like solid and looked fantastic. Yeah. But the Diallo thing, he hasn't really had enough game time to show us anything. And the only thing he's actually shown us that's made us smile is kicking Jack Grealish in the ribs to concede a penalty on Sunday. Smile for the wrong reason, but it was something.
Maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just that because we've only had those 10, 15 minutes, and all you could really do in that game, if it wasn't, the way it was going was go poorly.
Yeah.
So it was a mistake. I think this weekend we probably will see him start. Hopefully, see him start and see what he's worth after. I think so. Like I say, because I feel like Ward-Prowse is going to drop back, like we were saying. I feel like that's just going to be what we're going to have to deal with that game, and it's just going to be our first real test of him. But I think this is a good side for him to do it against because it's going to be congested in the middle a bit there, and he's going to have to be super defensive. That's the big thing with Danny being gone. It's not just the goals, but it's the fact how much he drops back and puts in a big challenge down the other end.
Yeah,
it's such a bit like it is a massive loss not having Danny because he does everything. He does everything. So everyone's going to have to really up their game to fill it in what he does. And I feel like that those defensive positions, especially in the midfield, they're going to have to really step up for where that cover should have been.
Yeah.
Which leaves us... Obafemi might come back and be an absolute beast. Where's Obafemi, guys? Somebody tell me where he is.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. He didn't mention anything about any injury concerns for Obafemi.
Where might got Obafemi at?
But he seems to be favouring Shane Long for the bench. So, but maybe he will have to feature. Which leads it perfectly on to the final question I'm going to read out from Instagram is from someone called Kitchen Table. It's an interesting one. How will we cope without three key players, Ings, Bertrand, and Bednarek? Well, Bednarek's that's not completely a done thing. He may still feature on Sunday. He was training today, but the question is still a valid one. Ings and Bertrand. How will we cope? It all depends on who plays where. And I know Jack, you were talking about having Ward-Prowse move into a right or left back position. It's probably a right back position if he's going to put him anywhere, and then move Kyle Walker-Peters over to left back, I would guess.
Yeah, that's what I would have assumed.
But that still kind of concerns me. I think James Ward-Prowse does a great job at right back. He was able to keep some.
It's not what you want, but it's the safest bet of all of them. And I mean, it's you can agree with whether that's how Ralph wants to risk it. Just it's more important about going forward and keeping Prowse in his position because of the form that he's been in, and risking it with somebody else at the back. Putting something weird at the back. I don't know who else would go in that position if everybody, all the other right backs are back, or all the other fullbacks are out.
Well,
there's no Valerie. There's no.
Well, Valerie's fit apparently.
Is he? Well, yeah. Bring him on.
So, but I don't know. I'm not sure I like the look of having and Valerie in that right back position, considering what he did before. But it could be a case of he'd be able to prove a point.
To be honest, though, look at what we were saying about Vestergaard last season, and then what we were, Ralph seems to have done an amazing job of bringing players up a notch, and he doesn't seem to be the kind of guy that just gives up on a player. And if he did, they probably wouldn't be in the club right now because that's what the summer transfer window was about. If Valerie wasn't going to be playing, he would have been loaned out because he's of that level now where he needs to be playing.
Yeah.
So
He's been featuring in the
was-
under-23s though, and I don't think he's done tremendously well there.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
So hypothetically, should we say that, okay, he puts Kyle Walker-Peters and Ward-Prowse in the right and left back position, whichever side they decide to put them in there. What's your midfield look like? Who are you picking?
Romeo, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's not injured?
I think midfield. I think we're okay actually.
So I'd probably start Armstrong and Walcott,
mm-hmm.
and maybe I would just put Redmond in the middle. You know.
Okay.
But just make him play forward, just play with the attack.
Yeah.
And then I just whack Shane Long and Shea up top.
Yeah.
But that'd probably be my. I'd maybe sacrifice that. Maybe or maybe even put Armstrong in the middle because he.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like one of them could cover in that spot and do somewhat of the job that Prowse does. It would just have to be. Everyone has to realise to cover on the fullback. You know.
Gineppe's also fit, so he could feature. Yeah.
Wow.
So it could
I
be
really
another
hope
one
he
of those.
stays injury free. That would be nice to get a run of games out of him.
Yes. Yeah. I would probably put. I think Redmond and Armstrong on the wings, and then Romeo, and the trouble is you haven't really got anyone who plays central other than Diallo.
That's what I mean. That's why I would have put the smarter, stronger head of Armstrong in the middle.
Okay. And left Walcott out on the right.
Yeah.
And Redmond on the left.
That's what I'd be doing.
It's possible. And then with a partnership of Shea Adams and Shane Long up front.
Yeah. I'd put Ward-Prowse on whatever side St. Maximum's on.
Yes. Good shout. So right back then.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. I don't think that's a terrible idea. So there we go. I think that pretty much sums up our discussion. My goodness, we've been talking for 27 minutes. Wow. Fantastic. Does anyone in the chat section have any questions before we close this one out? I have to be checking. I'm just going to put up a few of these comments actually, because there's a few that have jumped in whilst we've been chatting.
Not Saints related, but do you think we're about to see Pochettino back in the league?
Yep, he's going to go to Man United.
It's coming, isn't it?
Yep.
No one else is saying it.
But everyone's thinking it. I'm curious whether Diallo's fit, even though Ralph said he was injured. Apparently, it's a dead leg thing. It's in France under 21 squad. Oh, interesting. Diallo and Romeo in midfield. KWP left back, and JWP right back. Exactly what we were saying.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking.
Great minds think alike, Kieran. We could see something like that. Must be honest, would like to see we don't have a Adama Traore. I'd love to have him in our squad. That'd be amazing. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Adams and Obafemi up front. That's a good point. It did work well against Chelsea on Boxing Day last year. That's a great shout. Actually, we might see that. A lot of pace.
I would start Obafemi over Shane Long, but I don't know where Obafemi is right now.
Right. Yeah.
Where Obafemi at? Just someone if he's fit and he's in the good books, get him on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because that goal, I always think about that goal against Chelsea. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it.
It was a great goal.
I remember having an argument with my dad. He's like, "It's got to come off the Chelsea player's foot. Look how much whip it's got." I was like, "Nah, he's just wicked."
It was a fantastic goal. It was a great goal. Ralph said, "Ings is out. Chance for others to show we are not a one-man team." Absolutely. Yeah. No, that'd be great to see. Nick's going, I just hope Diallo isn't another Jordi Classy. Yeah. Well, Jordi had a couple of good games, but just wasn't quite up to Premier League pace.
So you saying Diallo's not even that good yet? He's not even at Jordi Classy. He's not even Jordi Classy level yet. Oh, don't even give him that.
Don't put words in my mouth, Jack. But yes, you pretty much just nailed it. Diaz was out for the weekend. He's got a dead leg. I heard he was training though, so who knows? Who knows? But I'm not sure he would start. I just don't think Ras got that much confidence in him just yet. Let's see any other points. Okay. It's a great question. What's your biggest worry about going up against Newcastle, Jet?
Callum Wilson and
Nailed it.
Steve Brewson's all-round boring style of football. It's kind of, we play well against teams that like to attack a bit and want to win the match. Yeah. Whereas Steve Bruce plays not to lose the match, and which we find really difficult to play against because they're not giving us anything to work with. So it's maybe it's one of those games where it might work in our favor a bit with the strikers just breaking down the team. But that's my biggest worry, just the boringness of the game, and that really weighs their flavour.
Yeah, we
also that video from last year with us sat in Five Guys. Just looking back at that video, that worries me as well. Just it's nice to have a burger, but look how upset we are.
Yeah, that was to hold out 0-0 for so long and then concede late on with 10 men. It was gutting, absolutely gutting. So yeah, my biggest worry is the fact that we will play high line and not press, and we'll be caught in the counter attack by exactly what you said, Jack. Callum Wilson, literally just doing a Harry Kane and Heung-min Son on us, and it look ugly. That's my biggest worry. Is exactly that. But if we play a creative game, we should be able to break them down. But we just need to be disciplined and make sure we don't give them space. And I'm going to do one more question here. Realistic expectations for the season as a whole?
I still think what I thought at the beginning of the season. I think 10th place is where I think we'll finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now with the way we've been playing, and if you're asking me after the Aston Villa game straight away afterwards, I'd be like, we're pushing for top 8. Let's scream try for Europe, but expectations wise, we should get 10th. It'd be amazing to get Europe.
Yeah,
and obviously we're going to win the league,
like we said earlier.
Yeah,
obviously. Yeah, I'll go with you on that. I'd love to see us contesting for the European spots. I think we have the quality in our first 11 to do so.
That's what I meant by that. I meant Champions League spots. That's what I meant by Europe.
Okay. Yeah, I reckon we'll be. I don't think we'll challenge Champions League if I'm brutally honest, but I think we'll be challenging for Europe. But my worry is the fact that we don't have enough depth in our squad. But I think this season you're going to see some crazy things. You're going to see players being isolated for COVID issues and stuff like that. So you might see some mad results and some crazy things going on. So there we go. And
realistically, we are in the league right now where there's not really a team I don't think we can't beat.
Yep.
I look at every team, I'm like, we could beat them on this season. We could beat them, like every single team.
Yeah, there's no team in the league that you would fear.
No, Leicester a little bit still.
Yeah,
because no matter what, Jamie Vardy, and it's just and it sucks, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, they seem to have turned the corner again. So there we go. Right, maybe I just end it with this question here: will we be top tomorrow? Yes or no?
I don't think we should answer that. I don't think we should answer that.
We are not answering that question, Tom. Sorry, because we
ask us again tomorrow.
Yeah, ask us at 10 o'clock tomorrow. That will be the rule.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as always, thanks to everyone for joining us for this rather lengthy episode. We've had so much to talk about, with Ings out, with our injury concerns, with the pay-per-view being cancelled, with the 4-3 win. So much stuff. But thanks to everyone who's joined us in this episode. Thanks to everyone who's contributed on the chat sections. It's great to have you all with us on these live shows. They're a lot of fun to do, and it's a bit more involving to the Saints fan community. So it's good to see. So, anything else we want to add, Jack?
I'm just here, Mike. I'm just ready for more football, and I'm ready not to pay for it.
It's going to be free. Well, not free because we're already paying for it. We're already paying our subscriptions.
We've already paid for our season ticket, so yeah, it's not free, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a question in the chat. We'll post-match vlog. We will be doing a live watch-along, and we've also scheduled a post-match reaction / pint because it is a Friday night. So we're here. You know, it's the weekend.
I don't have work for the next 4 weeks. So
there you go. Fantastic stuff. Right. Well, as always, Jack, thanks for joining us. Thanks everyone who's joined us in the chat section. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow. All right. See you everyone. Cheers.
Bye.